somewhere, waves through the walls of bed, faces just stop and stare, catching your light. So I hold you close, no matter where you go, through all the rain and snow, be close behind. These threads won't come undone if you hold down, carry you home. Holes in my shoes, walking in lines we drew. You said you're just passing through, and 6 years have gone. So I hold on, these threads won't come undone if you hold down, carry you. Won't come undone if you hold down, carry you home. Clothes on my back, it's yours if it's all I have. I meant every word I said, carry you home. Place where we can go beyond. So come away with me, nobody has to know where we gonna go. I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me, to run away with me. Don't tell your friends, but let them know we're safe later on. The road's calling, sun on our skin, sleeping under stars when it's gone. I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me, to run away with me, to run away with me. Run away with me. Radio up and your blinds pulled down. You love it when nobody's around. I wanna call out my town, but you bite my lip, don't make a sound. I'll be damned if I'm leaving without you. So give me a minute to catch my breath. Take what's yours, I'll take what's left. I'm used to coming up second best. Always fail to pass the test. I'll be damned if I'm leaving without you. Sunlight dances on the balcony as I wait for thee to come home. The phone was in my sadness when you're in that dress. Glad you're home. Will you stay with me and never leave? You walked into my life and I am glad you came, glad you came. When you're not around, I've been broken. Glad you came, glad you came. I was lost till I fell. Had me wondering why I feel like home. Hold you close so you're by my side till the end of time before we go. We stay with me, never leave. You walked into my life and I am glad you came. Glad you came. When you're not around, I've been broken. Glad you came. Glad you came. Glad you came. Glad you came. Glad you Sunlight dances on the balcony as I wait coffee to come home. I fumble the words in my soul.